keep your eyes on me." Reciting Aaron's words in my head, I studied the wood grain of the bar. My foot tapped on the bar stool beneath me, and I picked the dirt from under my nails for what had to be the 5th time in 10 minutes. Aaron sat at the front of the bar, with Presley in the only window seat. The streetlight from outside and the glowing blue neon above them illuminated the tops of their heads. I couldn't see Aaron's face or his eyes, only the shadow shielding him from me. Dive bars were the easiest to sneak into, mostly because Presley and Aaron were naturals at distracting the ID checker. As I sipped my beer, I hoped I'd be able to tolerate the smell of mildew and smoke for longer than an hour.
"Well, hello."
A group of guys, who couldn't have been much older than me, made their way to sit. They shed their large, puffy coats and scarves and dropped them to the ground and over their stools.
"Were you waiting on someone?"
The guy was forward. That would make it easy. His dark hair and eyes reminded me of William, only he didn't have the same charm William possessed in our first meeting. "No," I smiled, tucking my hair behind my ear. "No one." He smiled a toothy, wicked smile and leaned back to whisper something to one of his friends. I glanced over at Aaron, but all I could make out were his clenched hands on the table and Presley tucking his head to say something. I wasn't any good at any of it yet. Focusing on the sound and using my improved vision was an overload on my already taxed brain.
"What's your name?"
"Chelsea." I picked the first name that came to mind. My old life was gone, but I often thought of Chelsea and wondered how everything had played out for her. I'd sent my letter and hoped she'd gotten it. It was strange being dead to the world I'd once called home. I could never return.
"I'm Jared,"
he said. Jared was a talker. He couldn't pull himself from me all night. The more shots he and his friends took, the more handsy he got. It started with a soft brush of his hand and turned into an arm around my shoulder. Every minute felt like an eternity. It was too loud. The voices were a throbbing jumble in my skull with the music coming from the jukebox, and that didn't count the noise of normal human function, like laughing, chewing, or dropping glasses. The roar of cars driving by or the crash of balls on the pool table set me on edge. I had to grip the trim of the bar to stop from flinching, and that was just one sense. The stench of cigarettes ate away at the last bit of sanity I had, and the karaoke machine had lights that constantly flickered. I dropped cash on the bar for my tab, chugged the rest of my beer, then said my goodbyes.